So hello everyone, in this video we'll be understanding how to implement for loop in JavaScript. So basically in the last video we did this do while loop. Let's implement the same block of code with the for loop. And the for loop is the shortest one, so we can use it anyhow, let's say. So in an earlier case, let me just uncomment it, or let me just make it back. Let me just make this as a comment. So we can compare as well. Now I'll be doing the same thing. I'll be counting from 1 to 10 by using for loop. So earlier we were creating the variable outside of the loop, right? So we can do this in the for loop directly. So we don't have to create a loop variable outside of the loop as well. Like if you want to use it, so you can use it directly inside the for loop. So I'll be specifying that I I can specify it with let as well. So don't worry. I can specify it anyhow, but that should be a variable we can update. It shouldn't be a const variable. Let me just use I here. So I is a normal way to use iterable or iterable variable or iteration variable basically. So that's why we use this I as a name. You can use any variable name instead of I. That's up to you. But I is a standard way to use variables in for loops or loops. That's why we use it here. Then we need to specify the condition, which was this one. So I can specify it 1 because I want to start the counting from 1. Then I can specify the condition, which was in the while and the do while loop as well. Now I can specify the increment part or this one which I want. So it can be any increment as well as in the decrement. So this three line or this three different statements are used in the same parentheses. So this is basically the shortest approach. Now I can specify the block that I want to execute multiple times. So this is basically a block. I just want to console log the value of I. If I do this, so you can see it is very short than this. So that's why we use this approach. And you can see 1 to 10 counting is there. We can also control how many number of times this block is executed by changing the condition. So this is basically how to use for loop practically. So it is the shortest one. You can use it any way you want. We can also use it on a, let's say we have some arrays. Let's say we have cities. We have different cities, let's say Delhi, Mumbai, or let's say Chennai. Now if I change this cities, if I want to execute all the elements or if I want to print all the elements in here in this console log, so how can I do that? So let me just write a statement city. Now I can use that city name. So for that I'll be using a different for loop, like the condition will be changed. So I'll be starting the I with 0 index because I don't want to start from 1 because we know that we want to access the elements and the elements start from the 0 index. So we'll be grabbing them with their index. That's why we'll be using 0, not 1. And now we can add a condition here that I should be always be less than the length of this array. So this array is cities, so we'll be specifying cities dot length. So this length property will give you the length. We have 3 items, so the index will always be 2, and if it becomes 3, so the loop will not be executed because we know that the third index doesn't exist in here, only the second index is there. That's why we'll not be including equal here because we don't want to get the I as 3. We always want the index to be less than the length of this array. We specify that and now we can access this. If I print just I, let's say if I print I only, so all the indexes from 0 to 2 will be printed out, you can see. You can see city 0, 1, 2. So 0, 1, 2 is nothing but the index we are getting. So by using this index, we can get the elements from the array. And we know that how we do this. We just specify that index in the square bracket. So in the square bracket, I'll be specifying the I variable, which will be changed over each iteration or over every iteration. If I save it, now we'll be getting the cities. You can see Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai. We are getting that because we specified the index in the array square bracket. So this way we can get the element from the arrays as well by using for loop. We also have for off and for in loop that we'll be discussing in the next video. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the another one.